Welcome to part 4 of our How to Create Quinn Audios series. In the last videos, we covered how to set up your recording space, the essential equipment you need, and how to install your DAW. Now, we're diving into some key terms and settings to configure so you're ready to hit record. Before we start adjusting settings, let's quickly break down 3 key terms that will help you get the best sound quality: gain, levels, and loudness. These all describe the intensity of your audio, but at different stages. Gain. Gain increases the strength of the signal coming from the microphone into your recording setup before it gets recorded or adjusted. Too high, your levels will be too hot, meaning the signal is so strong that it causes distortion, a harsh, crackling, or fuzzy sound like this.
But then if I get excited, it starts clipping and distorting and sounds terrible.
Too low, your audio will be too quiet and difficult to edit, like this.
Slowly start increasing it. As you can see on my meter, negative 29 decibels.
Levels. Levels measure the strength or volume of an audio signal once it's in the DAW. You can see your levels by looking at a meter in your DAW and can adjust your levels based on what the meter reads. A meter is the visual indicator that shows your audio signal's strength or volume as it's being recorded or during playback. It usually looks like a bar that moves up and down in response to your voice. Keeping your levels around minus 18 dB and making sure you peak at or below minus 6 dB ensures clear audio without distortion. dB is short for decibels, and it's a unit of measurement for the strength or volume of the audio. Loudness. We talked about loudness and Quinn's loudness standard in the last video. Loudness is how loud your audio sounds to you or your listener. It's influenced by levels, but also by factors like frequency and compression, which come later in the mixing and mastering stage of the process. I'll dive into that in a later video. Again, all 3 of these are describing the intensity of the audio just at different stages. And to summarize, gain controls what's coming into your setup. You apply gain first. Levels show the measured strength of the signal in the DAW. You measure and balance levels throughout the editing process. And loudness is how it's heard by the listener. You measure and adjust loudness last. Now that we've covered these key terms, let's get into the settings you'll need to adjust before you start recording. First, position your microphone. Place your microphone about 6 to 12 inches from your mouth. In an upcoming video, I'll dive deeper into mic placement for your Quinn Audios. If you're using an XLR condenser microphone, press the button labeled 48V on the audio interface. This applies power to your microphone so it can function properly. Adjust your gain. Find the gain knob on your audio interface. This controls how much your microphone signal will be amplified. Start by setting it around 50%. Speak at your normal volume while watching the input light or meter on your interface. If the input light turns red, the signal is too strong and may sound distorted. Turn the gain down slightly. If your voice sounds too quiet, turn the gain up slightly until your voice is clear and strong, but not overpowering. Check your levels. Your levels should stay around minus 18 dB, peaking at minus 6 dB max. If they go higher, your audio may become distorted. If they're too low, your voice may be too quiet and hard to edit. If your levels are coming in too high or low, go back and adjust the gain knob. From the last video, you should have already gone into Preferences, Devices, set your recording device to your audio interface or microphone so Audacity knows where to pull your sound from. Next, in the quality section of Audacity settings, find sample rate and check that it's set to 44,100 Hertz. This determines how many times per second your audio is captured. A higher number means more detail, but 44.1 kHz is the standard for clear, high-quality recordings without unnecessarily large file sizes. Also in quality, find bit depth and check that it's set to 16-bit. This controls how much detail is stored in each recorded sound. A higher bit depth means smoother, more accurate audio, but 16-bit strikes a good balance between quality and manageable file size. Choose mono or stereo recording. The best setup depends on your microphone setup. If you're using a single microphone, like the options we shared in part 2, set your DAW to mono recording for the simplest and cleanest sound. If you're using a binaural mic or a stereo pair of mics, you can choose stereo recording. We'll cover the differences between binaural, stereo, and mono recordings in a future supplemental video if you're interested in exploring that. Lastly, go to View, Toolbars, Mixer Toolbar, and watch the level meter as you speak into your microphone. This helps you confirm that your gain is set correctly before you start recording. Now that all of your settings are in place, it's time to run a quick test to make sure your audio is coming through clearly. 1, perform a playback test. Record a short sample of yourself speaking naturally, then listen back using headphones to check for any background noise or unwanted sounds, distortion, audio that sounds too quiet or muffled. 2, adjust your microphone position. If your voice sounds too thin or distant, try moving your microphone closer to your mouth. If it sounds too harsh or boomy, adjust the angle or position slightly to find a natural balance. If your test recording sounds good, then you're ready to start recording your Quinn audios. Now that your setup is fully configured, you're ready to grab your script and start recording. See you in the next video.